Have you ever felt that truth stands right in front of you, clear, undeniable, yet something within still pulls you away? As if a quiet voice whispers, "This is the path," but the ego replies, "Maybe there's another way." These verses are not just a message to be read, they are an intimate dialogue between the soul and its Lord. Verse 119, "Indeed, we have sent you with the truth, as a bearer of good news and a warner." At the Sufi level, "we have sent you" is not merely a historical statement. It is a reminder that divine guidance is never absent. The coming of the prophet is the manifestation of al-Haq, the truth, into the world of forms. With the truth, this is not just information or doctrine. It is a living reality. Truth here is light that illuminates the inner being. It is that clarity which, when it touches the heart, removes confusion without argument. As a bearer of good news to the one whose heart inclines towards sincerity, even slightly, this truth brings expansion. When the heart aligns with truth, it begins to taste a subtle sweetness, a tranquility that cannot be explained, only experienced. This is Basharat, not only of paradise in the hereafter, but of inner peace in this very moment. And a warner, this warning is not meant to terrify, but to awaken. It is like a mirror shown to the self, revealing where it has turned away from its origin. The fire is not only a future reality, it begins as the burning restlessness of a heart disconnected from truth. And you will not be questioned about the companions of the hellfire. Here lies a subtle spiritual principle. Even the prophet, peace be upon him, with all his mercy, is not responsible for the choices of others. For the seeker, this becomes deeply personal. You are not accountable for guiding every soul. You are accountable for your own response to truth. Many people exhaust themselves trying to change others, while neglecting the one heart they truly have authority over, their own. There is a hidden liberation here. Release the burden of controlling outcomes. Focus on aligning your own heart with truth. Even the greatest of creation was told, your role is to convey, not to compel. So what about us? Verse 120, "And the Jews and the Christians will never be pleased with you until you follow their way." On the surface, this addresses a historical reality, but inwardly it points to a timeless struggle. The world, through its countless voices, will never be fully satisfied with you, unless you conform completely to its expectations. Jews and Christians here can also symbolize the multiplicity of external influences, ideologies, and desires pulling the seeker in different directions. If you try to please all, you will lose your center. If you dilute truth to gain acceptance, you will lose truth itself. Say, "Indeed, the guidance of Allah, that is the true guidance." This is the axis of the entire passage. Guidance is not what the majority agrees upon. It is not what feels easiest. It is not what gains the most approval. Guidance is what aligns with divine will. The Sufis describe this as a light placed in the heart. When you follow it, even if the path is difficult, there is an inner certainty. When you abandon it, even if the path is easy, there is an inner unease. And if you were to follow their desires after what has come to you of knowledge, here, knowledge is not just intellectual awareness. It is recognition. Once truth has touched your heart, turning away is no longer ignorance. It becomes a conscious choice. The danger is subtle, not outright rejection, but compromise. Not denial, but dilution. The Sufi path warns most strongly against this, because the nafs does not always oppose truth directly. Sometimes it negotiates with it. You would have no protector or helper against Allah. This is a moment of profound sobriety. No status, no association, no outward identity can protect a person who knowingly turns away from truth. In the inner dimension, it means when the heart disconnects from divine guidance, it loses its anchor. And when the anchor is gone, Even small waves begin to feel like storms. Deep reflection. These verses gently but firmly establish a spiritual equilibrium. Your responsibility is sincerity, not results. Your standard is divine guidance, not human approval. Your test is not in knowing the truth, but in remaining steadfast upon it. The real battlefield is not outside. It is within. Every day, the heart is invited toward truth, and every day, the ego proposes alternatives. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, not what others expect from you, but what truth has already become clear within you, and then reflect. Are you living in alignment with it or negotiating with it? If this reflection stirred something within you, don't let it fade. Return to these verses again, slowly, silently, because sometimes the deepest transformations begin with a single, honest moment between you and your Lord.